What tokens are pumping the hardest, have the biggest probability based on real information to do the best this bull run? Where are we at in light of the bull run? All of these questions and more, I'm going to give you in today's episode. Welcome to Crypto Express. My name is Jessica, and in today's episode, I plan to break it all down for you in the most efficient way possible. Okay, if that sounds good, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. We are in the last period. Bullish, consolidating, sideways, going into breakout trend before the biggest bull run in history starts. And we are on our way. But this tweet, I think, is also just very important to share with you because it's this guy, this trader, and he's basically saying that, as you can read here, the biggest losses I've taken in the last 6 months have all been shorts when he's been pessimistic on the market. Early dips, buys eventually get bailed out. Poorly timed shorts don't. Being a dumb bull in these conditions, better than being a smart bear. So you'll hear that all the time. And I couldn't agree more. This is my second bull run, and I feel the same. I understand that I need to put my money in projects that have a long-term use case, but at the same time, in my experience, you just don't know which highly hyped tokens are actually going to pop off, whether or not they have a long-term play or not. So it's just one of those where it's like playing Monopoly, and you want to have all your chips, and you want to, of course, put your money in the projects that have the best long-term narrative, but at the same time, you want to keep some for those highly degenerative or degen projects that could pump, 20, 100x. And maybe they correct after that. That's why you don't put a lot of money into them. Maybe they dump after, but they could make you a lot of gains. And whether you're putting your money into a short-term or a semi-long-term play, you always grab that money and you want to put it into Bitcoin, right? And so there's this balance between the way you invest. It's like you have to have your brain divided in 3 ways. Degen, mid caps, large caps, and Bitcoin. But okay, let's keep going. All right, this is a very important chart. This is where I was going right now. It says altcoins market cap in the final phase before alt season. So in 2020, okay, this was my first bull run, and I remember this. There's no feeling like it. And for those of you who have been through it, you know what I'm talking about. It's like 1 minute to the next, all of a sudden it's like whiplash. But check out this chart. It says that it took 98 days to complete the reaccumulation phase, followed by a strong alt season ending in November 2021. Look at this face. This is where we are right now, where I have my cursor on my mouse. And this is what it was last time. This is what it looked like last time going into last bull run. So as you can see, we are in that final breakout period. So just really, really want to get everyone entirely tuned in. You cannot mess it up. This is your last opportunity to make life-changing money. I know you hear it all over YouTube, all the thumbnails, make life-changing gains, become a millionaire, all these things, but it's true. This money could retire you, retire your family. Unbelievable what's happening right now. Anyway, I'm going to get right to it. So in terms of what have been the top trending tokens, well, here you have it. It's been Mavia, DeFi GameFi, Dymension, I covered in a previous video, which you can see if you go check out my channel. I will also link it below. Zeta, which we're going to get into more detail today. Jupiter, and Pyth Network. I will link these all below so you can go check them out, read them at your own leisure. Okay, so let's get started with Pyth, okay? Because today's main tokens, these projects have a long-term play. They have real tech, they have real investors, they have a real use case. And I just want to pause right here for 1 second and just explain something really fast. Okay, so the next tokens I'm going to bring to you that have they're like the most promising right now, and currently they're about to break out. So you're seeing this video at exactly the right time. Think in order to understand what is going to have a long-term play, you have to understand what is blockchain. It's a ledger, it communicates, right? It relays information. And what type of tokens, crypto projects are built on blockchain, and what do they need, right? They need interoperability. They need to be able to communicate with each other, to have like a truly next generation, next gen operating Web3 version evolution of the internet. They have to be interoperable. They have to be fast. They have to be accurate in the data that they relay or communicate. And there has to be mass adoption. If they don't have large communities, they're just not going to make it, right? Which usually comes down to good user experience, fun, culture, community, usefulness, make you money. Pretty much if a project can hit any of these points that I just touched, you know you're looking at the potential of gold. We don't know if it's gold. You have to go do your due diligence, as I will briefly walk you through in today's video. But this is what all these tokens have in common. So that said, let me switch back over to my screen. And this is what we're talking about. The first is Pyth. Actually, no. Let us first start with Chainlink, okay? I have previously covered Chainlink. I also have a video on Chainlink. I will link below. But for those of you who don't know, it's basically, you know, like an oracle. It's an oracle like relay chain. And don't quote me on the words I used, but that's what it is. Okay. And this is how it's doing. So just to kind of summarize it, basically Chainlink allows for Web 2. It allows for data points, put it that way, whether it's in Web 2 or like old world, you know, courthouses, schools, hospitals, exchanges. It allows for whether they are in the like traditional world, data sources, or in Web 3, whether they're exchanges or a DeFi application. It allows them to be able to connect. So it's like an oracle, basically, network. That's what Chainlink is. It's been around for a long time. I don't have the exact date here, but I think it's like at least like 7 years or something. It's been around for a long time. That said, it has a lot of user adoption. You know, it has a big community, a big network. It obviously has a really strong price, as you can see here. So it's doing good. I'm a holder of Chainlink. I've been a holder for a long time. Yeah, so that's Chainlink. Okay. The next project I want to talk about, which is what I started talking about, is Pyth. Pyth is like Chainlink, but it's newer. And it has more. I'll show you a video right now on a really good YouTube site channel that I found. It's just really thorough. It's a bit dense, but I watched it for you, so you wouldn't have to watch the whole thing. And I just picked out the parts that explain Pyth in all the key, most important ways. But just take a look at the chart. So it's very cheap right now, considering all in the 24 hours, 0.55 cents. In the last 7 days, look at that chart. Yeah. So what I'll be doing is I'll probably be buying some. I didn't get to buy some before this video, but I will before it is released. But check it out. Amazing. So let's go understand a little bit about Pyth. Okay, so here we go.
It's a tamper-proof, decentralized, self-sustaining Oracle network that provides continuous real-world data on the blockchain, which is critical for DeFi, critical for exchanges, critical for RWA, critical for tokenization of the world, you name it. And it incentivizes market participants to share their own price data directly on the blockchain. And it aggregates first-party price data and makes it available to both on-chain and off-chain. And it aims to provide a reliable, trustworthy source of information for DeFi. Pyth is available now on over 40 blockchains. Can you imagine what's going to happen in this next bull run? The amount of data calls and the amount of revenue this thing is going to generate is going to be absolutely bombastic. Let's look at track record as well. You can see 25% of dApps on the internet in blockchain already use Pyth, and that's only about to explode, especially when you consider this, how many they're already integrated with out of the box. It's going to be big. That has me kind of bullish. Let's look at Pyth transaction counts as well to show growth. You can see up and to the right, very, very steady growth. And it's early days yet for this chain. Also early for DeFi. If you look at the amount of transaction volume of how it's grown just over the past month or so, month or 6 weeks, it's huge. This bull market is going to be amazing. Another zooming into Pyth transaction growth as well, you can see here the Solana transaction count in Pyth is 22.3 million. Remember, Pyth is built on Solana, but it integrates with over 40 blockchains. So it's not a Solana-only oracle. It works with everything. Downloads, etc., etc. And the momentum is only just beginning. Let's again compare with Chainlink. Chainlink's been around for a long time. They have, since inception, or cumulative total, 6.9 trillion transactions, 5.8 plus billion data points. But again, they've been around for 7 years. So you can pause that there and check it out yourself and see how they compare. But remember, one is a lot younger than the other. And there's disadvantages of being younger. You've got less Lindy effect, but there's also advantages about technology, more speed, etc. Let's look at Pyth versus Link. This is probably the single most important slide I will show today to compare and contrast. Again, less than 3 years around, but it's got 380 price feeds versus Link that only has 4. All right? Big difference there. Also, Link is integrated with 15 blockchains. Pyth is available now on over 40 blockchains. Can you imagine what's going to happen in this next bull run? The amount of data calls and the amount of revenue this thing is going to generate is going to be absolutely bombastic. Let's look at track record as well. You can see 25% of dApps on the internet in blockchain already use Pyth, and that's only about to explode, especially when you consider this, how many they're already integrated with out of the box.
So I will pause here because this whole video is so loaded and packed with so much information. I will link them below so you can do your own research, because we always have to do our own research. But it does paint a good picture for you, I thought, on the differences between Pyth and Chainlink, and yet at the same time, the power of both, and mainly how they both point to the narrative that's driving the top tokens right now, altcoins, is the same, which I shared in the beginning of this video, which it comes down to interoperability and oracles, which are just basically the ability for information, data to be communicated with blockchains seamlessly. So that's the narrative, guys. All right, and then this tweet I found so bullish. Excuse me for playing with my hair so much. And it basically is Crypto Pape saying, you know, he's comparing TIA and Zeta. This brings me to the next token, which is Zeta. Sorry. He's basically saying, yeah, he's basically just comparing the charts. Take a look at these charts. TIA and Zeta's chain. Take a look at that. That's not impressive. I don't know what is. This is Zeta today. Okay, in the last 24 hours. Very, very bullish. I wish I had bought like 2 days ago. On the 12th, we would have gotten in down here. Look how much we would have made. I know, this is why, seriously, I'm going to start covering the news. I'm going to start doing shorts throughout the day to cover the news I'm hearing about. And I'm thinking about also getting a TikTok started just for the sake of being able to share information with you right away, because there's no time to wait. By the time I give you this video, I feel like there's so much news throughout the day, you know? The last 7 days, take a look at that chart. Amazing. But let's listen to my partner, Kyle Chausse's channel. He explains Zeta well, okay? So let's get started.
Oh, we have all this, like, you guys know. This chain and that chain and Bitcoin ordinals and Bitcoin layer 2s and Ethereum layer 2s and these and that, blah, blah, blah. So what ZetaChain is essentially sits underneath everything. It is a layer 1 with smart contracts that is connected to all other blockchains, and developers can deploy their apps on ZetaChain, and they natively work with all the other chains. Right, so let's just quickly go through the website. Simple, fast, and secure omni ZetaChain blockchain. With ZetaChain's omni-chain smart contracts, build truly interoperable dApps that span multiple chains from Ethereum to Bitcoin and beyond, access all of crypto from one chain. And you can see they've got great traction so far. One entry point into all of crypto. The crypto industry is rapidly innovating, growing, and expanding. New blockchains and layers on top of those blockchains pop up every day, making the industry more and more complicated for both developers and users. Apps built on ZetaChain connect to anything in the crypto ecosystem, giving you simple, seamless, and secure access to all of crypto as if it were all in one single place. Future-proof your applications. Of course, if you're built like, so immediately the first thing that comes to my mind when I saw this is, well, let's go have a look at building paid on this and Commonwealth and everything that we're doing, because we constantly have these discussions of which chain to build on, and it sucks. So there is messaging in ZetaChain, there is liquidity, no more wrap tokens, native tokens, no more risky bridges. It solves all of these problems, guys. All of these problems, and mainnet is already up, built for interoperability. ZetaChain is the only public decentralized blockchain and smart contract platform that enables message passaging and value transfer between any blockchain. Our omni-chain smart contracts give the power of programmability to non-smart contract chains like Bitcoin and Dogecoin. No other blockchain enables fully interoperable smart contracts like we do. That's right, guys. It's even giving programmability to Dogecoin. Elon Musk is going to be a fan. It's going to give him one more reason to send Doge to the moon. So this, like, okay.
So we'll pause there. I think it paints a really good picture of what ZetaChain is, which once again comes back to the narrative I was telling you guys in the beginning of this video, which is it's all about seamless interaction within your dApp, within your DeFi protocol, and it's for seamless interoperability and communication with other blockchains, other tokens. I mean, we even saw it with ERC 404, which I covered in a previous video or two previous videos, which comes down to how do we make NFTs? I won't get into it now, but that's the whole point of an ERC 404, which was one of the biggest narratives in the last week, was that, was how can we bring NFTs in to become interoperable with tokens and with the rest of the market, right? So it seems to be like, I hear like a common denominator, a common theme behind all of these tokens. I don't know if you guys do. But that said, well, we already checked out Chainlink. This brings us to the end of our video. This is just a funny tweet on Biden with laser eye. Anyway, it's just ridiculous that anyway. The next token that is pumping is BananaGun. I don't know if I got in on Banana is the truth, because when I get this alpha, I just buy. It's like 2 in the morning and I'm like, buy. So I think I did. I'm not sure, but if I did, I'm really happy I did. Which once again is why I'd encourage you to join my Telegram community, which is linked below, because as I get this alpha, I will just drop it into my community. Boom, boom, boom. And soon, hopefully not this next week because it's my birthday week, and I might be going on a trip to be announced. You can actually follow my social medias to get a glimpse of my trips and my travels. Which is what is amazing about crypto, is that you can just take your job wherever you go and just work, Mind you, you work like 70% of the time that you're there, but at least you get to be in cool destinations. But okay, so BananaGun is doing well. So go check out BananaGun. I will link this below as well. My sources tell me. And then just to wrap it up, this tweet really paints a picture of where we're at, okay? If you are at this channel, welcome. You are joining crypto at the right time. And if you have been in crypto, if you joined in the last 2 years, well, you joined at the right time, because it's giving you time to ramp up and learn about the space. And we are about to go into the biggest super cycle parabolic bull run in history. The ability to make this much money will never come again. So that said, I'm excited you're here. And this tweet, once again, paints a picture of where we're at. Okay, and it basically just says, you know, these are TikTok trends, and it says cycle top is in here until trading, which is on this chart, which is currently number 5, is in the top 3 slots, the top 3. So this is the chart, okay? So we can see TikTok trading is at number 5. And basically once we get to number 3, we know like super cycles here, like just need to buckle in, say bye to your social life, everything. Like it's time to focus, and that's it. And then this tweet also really drives home what I'm trying to say, which is, you know, you can be super, you know, like detailed and meticulous about where you're putting your money, which you should be, okay? But you need to set some money aside. It can be 10%, it can be 15%, depends on your appetite for risk. But it should at least be like 10%, honestly, something like that. And this money you have to be okay with gambling with, but don't entirely gamble. Follow what I'm telling you. It's not financial advice, but I can tell you this resource, this information is coming from the top, from the very top, from people that like run the crypto space, okay? The top VCs, the top builders, that's where this information is coming to you from. All right. And that said, you know, like this is the sentiment. This is what this guy is saying. He says, you know, it's your job to be exposed and not to short. Don't fuck it up. Excuse my language. And it's just, that's it, is put some money aside, be exposed. Yes, you know, we know that the Coinbases, we know that, you know, Kraken, we know, okay, you know, like Chainlink, you know, there's these top large market cap projects that we know have a long-term play. They have a reputation. They've been here through a bull market, bear market. We know those are solid, but we also don't know what's going to go off. You know, you don't have to like gaming to go invest in gaming. And your job is to follow the money. When you see a lot of hype around a project, if you see I'm talking about them on this channel, you should probably put something in like that. All right. So that said, this basically is the last bit of alpha I'm going to share with you. And it's just basically, and I'll link it below once again. I don't want to make this video so long, but it basically points out, you know, the top gaming projects. So go check them out. This is where the money's going right now. And with that said, this brings me to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and let me pop out of here. And I will see you here again tomorrow. All right, ciao.